Hello everyone. Today I'm going to share how to turn an old spade bit into a welding tool. The once sharp edges have become rounded and dull, and the central point has lost its defined shape. Instead of cutting smoothly into the wood, it now slips and leaves burn marks or shallow scratches on the surface. The metal at the front appears slightly discolored from friction, and the bit struggles to bite into material. If you got worn-out spade bits lying around, don't toss them just yet. With a little creativity, you can actually transform it into a handy tool for DIY projects. In this video, I'll walk you through the process step by step. Take a small screw and insert it through the hole drilled at the tip. And I need to carefully grind down the tip to make it smaller, ensuring that the shape is even and precise, so it can fit securely with the screw and function properly in the next steps. After finishing the grinding process, I will now need a piece of electrical wire to continue with the next step. Attach a nut and a washer, then connect the electrical wire securely to the screw. And then attach it firmly to the tip of the spade bit. Next, take a short cylindrical piece of wood to use as a handle, making sure it's comfortable to hold and fits securely with the spade bit setup. Drill a hole for the top of the wooden piece, going across its body so that the tip of the spade bit can be inserted through it. After inserting the spade bit into the handle, the next step is to secure the electrical wire in place using electrical tape, making sure it's wrapped tightly and safely. After that, fix the spade bit firmly in place using super glue to ensure it stays stable during use. I need a connector to link the screw with the welding tip, so I'll use an electrical terminal block for this purpose. The terminal block serves as a secure connector, allowing the screw and the welding tip to be joined tightly together. It ensures good electrical contact, prevents loose connections, and provides extra stability so the current can flow smoothly to the welding tip without interruption. I've got quite a few old batteries lying around, perfect for experimenting with this mini welding setup. Instead of throwing away, I'm going to repurpose the inner core of the battery and turn it into a soldering tip, a clever way to give new life to old materials. I'll carefully extract the inner core from one of these old batteries. This core is usually made from conductive metal, and its size makes it perfect for precise soldering tasks. When doing this, it's important to be cautious. Avoid touching any leaky material, and always work in a well-ventilated area. Once the casing is removed, I'll trim and shape the core to fit our terminal block connection. It's a great way to recycle and repurpose parts that would otherwise go to waste. Next, I'll grind the battery core to shape it into a fine soldering tip. This will help it heat up evenly and work more precisely. Now that it's been ground to the right shape, the core fits snugly into the terminal block. And just like that, we've turned it into a working soldering tip. To complete the wiring, I'll attach an alligator clip to the other end. It makes the connection quick, secure, and easy to detach when needed. This will complete the circuit and allow current to flow properly through the soldering tip. That way, it's easy to connect and disconnect from both the power source and the device. The alligator clips act as flexible terminals. They grip tightly onto wires, battery terminals, or metal parts, making it easy to test and adjust connections during prototyping. I'll add another wire to connect from a negative terminal. To this wire, I'll attach alligator clips to both ends. For the power source, I'll be using a standard motorcycle battery. It's a 12V lead acid battery, powerful enough to heat up the soldering tip and stable for small electronics work. This type of battery is easy to find, rechargeable, and delivers consistent current, which makes it perfect for our DIY soldering project. The welding tip heats up very quickly. Within just a few seconds, it starts glowing hot and is able to scorch or melt the surface of the metal. The rapid rise in temperature shows that the connection is strong and the current is flowing efficiently. Now I'm going to try welding these two batteries together. Place a thin sheet of steel across the two opposite terminals of the batteries. The heated welding tip is pressed firmly onto the steel strip, right where it touches the battery terminals. Almost instantly, the metal heats up and bonds to the surface, creating a solid connection. By holding the tip steady for just a short moment and then lifting away, The steel strip becomes securely attached to both terminals, completing the weld. Let's leave this here to cool down. And in the meantime, I'll move on to welding two razor blades together. After welding, the two razor blades are firmly joined at the edge where the welding tip was applied. A small, darkened weld spot marks the connection point, showing where the metal fused together under the heat. The joint feels solid when touched, and although the blades are thin, the weld holds them tightly. After the two batteries have cooled down, the welded joint appears firm and stable. The steel strip is tightly bonded to both terminals without shifting, and the surface around the weld has only slight burn marks from the heat. When touched, the connection feels solid, showing that the cooling process has locked the materials together securely, making the bond ready for practical use. Proving that the tool can bond even delicate pieces of metal. When moving on to welding the electrical wire joint, the exposed ends of the wires are first twisted together to ensure good contact. Then, the heated welding tip is applied directly onto the twisted section. Almost immediately, the metal strands begin to fuse, darkening slightly under the heat. After a brief moment, the wires bond firmly into a single solid joint, creating a stable and conductive connection that won't easily come loose. Next, a small piece of solder is placed onto the exposed section of the wire. As the heated welding tip touches it, the solder melts quickly and flows smoothly over the copper strands, coating them evenly. Once the tip is lifted away, the solder solidifies into a shiny layer that locks the wires together, strengthens the joint, and ensures excellent electrical conductivity. In summary, starting from an old spade bit, we were able to transform it into a simple yet effective DIY welding tool. Through each step, grinding, attaching the screw and wire, adding the handle, and connecting the power, we created a device capable of welding small metal pieces, joining razor blades, fusing wires, and even attaching a steel strip to batteries. although this is a homemade setup. The results prove that with creativity and resourcefulness, discarded tools can be given new life and serve unexpected purposes.